shut out my whip. Hey, spent about 10 on my 15. Ex-slick then hit with the back then, used to out the zip. Blow out his back and then dip. Got a whole party all on the ship. All these 4 things pull out the VIP. Suck turn up, baby, pour out the milk. So you know how I drip.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Oakland Raiders and the Denver Broncos. The children will grow, and it's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Carr now on first down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
54, Mike, 54 yards.
After the interception, here's Rosen. It's caught. Smith. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Opening minute, and already a trip to the red zone. 1st and 10 right at the 20. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. He was looking to get it to Phillip Lindsay there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I will see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here's Lindsay, and he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. On 3rd down, Rosen. He's got his tight end Fant. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
They'll run with Lindsay. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Phillip Lindsay, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point from McManus is good, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Not the start that they were hoping for. The interception on the first play of the game. It leads to 6 points the other way. How do you rebound from here?
Yeah, a little bit of humor. Got to laugh that one off and not the ha-ha. That was very funny.
And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Adam Gotsis, the Aussie, with a sack. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down. They had quite a hole to dig out of there on 3rd and long. Not able to get the first, but a pretty good-sized run.
A really good run, but how much confidence do you have in your next play call that you can sell to the head coach? Let's go get it on 4th down. Do you really have a play you believe in, or are you just hopeful? And you got to sell it to the big man before it gets called.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you run into big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Ready? Bravo! There you go. 54's Mike. Check, check.
They go play action. It's Rosen. Going for the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Open man, and that's his tight end, Jake Butt. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
From the 44, Rosen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sacked by Yannick Ngakoue, the former Maryland Terp.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on, how about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
180. Mike 54. Go out. Come on, D. What do you got?
3rd and long here for Rosen. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40, and he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. Takes to midfield, but no further, just a yard there.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
From midfield, here's Carr. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Von Miller in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long.
We own it. Go Chief. 5.
From the gun, it's Carr. He's got the hook up here on the comebacker, complete. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent game. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker.
Hey, box drop.
Carr to throw for it on 4th down. Catch made, it's Moreau. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And the Broncos will take over on downs. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
You're not ready.
Here's a quick throw caught by Smith. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
51. All day. Out. Hug.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Rosen under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Cleveland Farrell able to get him for a loss of about 3. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Rosen. This is the tight end, Fant. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 23.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
Rosen now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. To throw is Rosen. He'll find Lindsey here. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Mike right. Smooth.
They'll try and run for it with Lindsey. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play. And that's going to lead him to 4th down. So on 4th down, on comes Brandon McManus and the field goal unit for the Broncos. The kick by McManus is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. A run on first down, but it's not going to get them much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 20-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Carr defers to Jacobs on the draw. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Carr. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49, a gain of just 2. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
Recon, 132 fighter. 45. Mike, 45. Push him back. 694. Shit. Watch the shit.
Throwing now is Carr. Got his man there. It's Wallace complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 38-yard line.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half, 10-0 our score. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join, who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Let's go.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Check 43.
Back to the running game with Jacobs. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. It'll be 2nd down. Now on 2nd and 16. Carr. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile.
29. Check. 3 down. Switch gears. Hey, Haywood.
Operating from the gun. Carr. Now this will be caught. Tyrell Williams. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Max Crosby able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard. And for the defense, their third sack of the game.
That number tells you that they're starting to put it together with their defensive game plan. They're starting to feel pretty good about what the offense is doing, bringing the pressure at the right time, and putting the quarterback on the ground.
They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Off the play fake, here's Rosen. He's got a man, it's Sutton, that's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. From the right hash, this from 53. And McManus able to put it through. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of the half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'm going to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. The final shot here before half for Carr. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Play action here with Rosen. He's got a first down past the 30. Denver has a first down on the 15-yard play.
A gain of 15 yards. And the Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Oh, you got D?
Rosen off the play action. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Gain of 20 more yards. That's another Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 49-yard line. Now a handoff here to his running back. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Rosen. He's got Smith here. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Broncos push further out in front. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. With those first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
6-18.
Carr will try it again on 2nd down. Well, this is caught by Williams. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a 1st down as well.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
Down. 280. Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down. 5 down. 6:37.
Carr now on 1st down. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. He's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
Here's Carr to throw, and he'll find Moreau here. That one good for 13 and a Raider 1st down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looks pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland 1st down. Carr now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. On play action, it's Carr. He'll find his man on the comeback route. Complete. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a 1st down as well.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. Got a guy that has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 11 yards there, just like last play. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's Jacobs. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Now Carr. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. from 8 yards out. And the Raiders make some inroads here on that deficit. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball out of the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
We got this. First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Coming, baby. I'm coming, baby.
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. And down he goes, brought down a Raider sack. Yannick Ngakoue able to record his 5th sack of the season.
And that's the 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
And to give this time to the tailback. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
Pressure comes and down goes Rosen. Bud Dupree in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. The Broncos send out their punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty. Welcome back now to Denver. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the 4th. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Right Monday. Run, Raider 1. 45. Mike, 45. Man, I got you. Man. Hey, let go.
In his own end zone, it's Carr. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. The Raiders on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd down and 12.
Raider 2. 45. Hey, exit.
To throw from his end zone. Carr. And he's got his man on the comebacker. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider 1st down. So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a 1st down as well. On play action, now Carr. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Carr's throw here caught by Williams. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A Raider 1st down, 17 yards. Carr now on 1st down. Got his man. It's Williams. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland 1st down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? This pass from Carr taken in by Waller. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Carr going to get this to Jacobs. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll be second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Bradley Chubb doing what he does best, getting that sack.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches, I always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. But they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. He's able to find Wallace, and he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. He got out of bounds. That's a good thing, but still short of the first.
And now, since this brings up 4th down, the defensive play caller, grab your nerves, because now you don't want to be so amped up that you give them a first down by getting out of your lanes, but you also don't want to just lay back and let them have it easily.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They'll run it now out of the gun. And it looks like a pickup of 6. That leaves them with 7 yards to go on 3rd down. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Rosen. This is the tight end Fant. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Now this is fielded in the end zone. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Raiders will get it at their 20-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Now, they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Carr completes it. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
Got to be wary of throwing an interception here because the defense knows they're going to get tested deep. That's why they're going to put a couple of extra guys back there to try and prevent that.
Yeah, late in the fourth quarter here, trying to preserve the lead.
Hey, Delta.
To throw his car. Eluding the pressure right. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason, it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
So a minute and change to go, and this is going to be an onside kick. So the field goal means we're back to a one-score game, but with no timeouts left, I think this has to be an onside kick.
I like your analysis there, partner. I think you're right. You need the ball back. That's probably your only avenue.
Break. 54 miles.
Hey, watch the leg.
The win for the Broncos, seemingly assured. They go down to a knee.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 43-yard line.
Mike 54. Blue day, blue day.
Rosen to a knee, and that ought to do it. And they cannot do anything to stop the clock defensively. 3 straight wins to start the campaign now.
And this is where a team, privately, within the confines of their own room, their meeting rooms, the locker room, they start to think to themselves, we're pretty good. We should be a playoff team.
So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises, really both sides did, but they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game.
So for the Broncos, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles